Hello. Name is Leonardo, and I've been a VFX artist for a couple of years, and I wish to share this diagram, this workflow about the VFX hiring process. And this is a compilation of really cool tips on how to achieve a really potentially really good hiring process to get your first contract and/or an ongoing really good discipline to ensure really professional image when you are trying to find new contracts and/or new projects. So here we go. Generally, you're going to receive either an offer by a recruiter, either by email or LinkedIn. That means get ready your LinkedIn profile and your reel. Those are the two main essential tools where you're going to which you are going to be able to get the attention from a recruiter. I'm not sure if recruiters will love that I do this, but maybe yes or maybe no. I guess potentially more yes than I know. And besides that, I mean, still something to add here. You're a student, fine. Yeah, you will ask like a Leo, I don't have professional experience yet. Yeah, but you are in the university. Then the references that you need, as you are not yet somebody with experience, with work experience in the industry, is to have the references of your teachers. So if you place effort, passion, and you are really well, this is one of so many other features, but one of the characteristics and other and or the skills or the qualities required for a VFX artist, either in video games or film, it's to pay attention to the details. So uh, that needs to be reflected, not just in your reel, not just in your shots, but also in your documentation, in your LinkedIn profile, in your CV. When I say documentation, sorry, I correct that part, in your CV or your bio, and your LinkedIn page and or your email signature even. So those are kind of small details where you need to look professional. And from the references from your teachers, highlighting your qualities. Meanwhile, you were doing your 3 years, 4 years, your only 1 year, 2 years preparation or professional training in Houdini and or in no matter which other software for what actually you are preparing. Because in general, I receive mentees that are aiming for FX, but this is a global tip for no matter if it's a compositor, environment artist, any single junior artist. This one applies for them as well. So returning back to here, um, if the recruiter reaches you, you will need straight to reply with a confirmation email. So accepting or denying, and really polite. And today we have an amazing tool using AI. So back in the days, I have to like create a bunch of templates or layouts and use them to copy paste, adjust a bunch of words, and then reply the email. But today with the AI, it's incredible fast to do this, and you have something really good looking, eye catching, and yeah, simply take advantage of those tools in that healthy way. So as we're to say in touch and email, so always inviting to keep in touch. And thanks for the mention. Yeah. So mention that you're going to keep their precious contact info for potential future opportunities because you don't know that you couldn't like a reach it or do it with that contract at that moment, but you could do it in the next year or in the next 2 years. And for real, and this is for by experience, has happened. At the beginning, for example, but I won't mention companies, but I started when I was junior, still junior, applying for X company, and that X company finally hired me 4 years later. So not really the same recruiter because recruiters, honestly, between you and me, they change quite often. But the same company. Okay. So you accept, and everything needs to lead to two things. I mean, mainly this, the interview email. So you need to land to have a first interview. There is a different process, decent by one company, depending on what kind of, I mean, starting like a junior position, maybe one, max two interviews, and you're done. When it's like a higher positions, like a senior supervisor or those, sometimes companies could take up to up to max 4 interviews. 4 interviews is a little bit slightly sliding into like something a bit gross. I mean, not really gross, but simply too much. But max three company. I mean, max four. But I mean, maybe 3 interviews is acceptable. 2 interviews is efficient. And yeah, two interviews honestly is like the standard. You have one with a recruiter, he passed or she passed the first, they pass the first filter. Then you go to the second interview with the FX lead or the CG supervisor, and then they decide afterwards. Generally, it's like 2 weeks after the second interview. Um, I'm not sure if I added here, but every single time you get an interview email, reply with a thank you so much email for the interview. So in that way, you are showing genuine interest uh, that you're really interested for like getting that position. And yeah, interview email, set and date and time. So need to land something concrete. Pa, 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 pa. So yeah, ideally less than 24 hours after the interview. So after the interview, don't send an thank you email after 2 days. No, within 24 hours is good looking. Yeah, what I just said. Thanks for allowing me to prod team in the first time. If you were allowed to talk with the prod team, if not just with the interviewer. Second interview, as just explained, same thing, same thing, same thing. For keeping selection process and meet the other part of the team. So this means we don't know if you will be in or not, but still you accomplish this stage, be thankful about it, and simply keep that. And as mentioned, those ones don't need to be personalized company by company. You can have like a template, and you adjust with the name of the company and or small details here and there to make it, you know, that it's gonna be a less robotic answer and something more human, genuine answer. Why? Because those are kind of details that recruiters are going to perceive in the email. So keep that in mind. Let's talk about, so this is only in a positive path that, yeah, everything was uh, colorful and pinky and full of candies. But what about when you apply for a job, and we're gonna see if in case you get a refusal, which happens sincerely sometimes, often. So you apply to a job. You were requested to send your email, sorry, by email, your CV and your reel. There is the option of easy apply on LinkedIn. Sometimes works. I won't say that not. I have gotten job offers using this, so it's worth it. And through the company website, very very common as well. Only thing that sometimes with company website, they won't reply you. Maybe they're gonna send you simply a automatic answer saying like a deeply sorry, blah blah blah. But if you wish to request for feedback, they generally won't do it. They're gonna ghost you. So that's the reality. Then you receive a confirmation email. You receive the confirmation email from the company. So if I mean if yes, then that confirmation email should be something that will lead to a potential interview email. But if no, uh, what about that? I received my confirmation email because I applied, let's say today is Saturday, then I have my confirmation email. Thank you so much for applying to Donut VFX in Ohio or in LA. Then you don't get any answer after that confirmation email in 15 days, which is like a decent bracket. Keep a tracking on the companies where you applied for and a really nice Excel or any tool that you wish, and keep that on track. And after those, within like those 15 days, which is a decent amount of time, you reply requesting a follow-up email. Okay, same works for like a in case I apply to the job, but I didn't receive my confirmation email. So from that confirmation email, if I didn't receive it, same thing. Send a follow-up email. So those two are for the same thing. Why? Because recruiters sometimes are saturated. They have to pass through hundreds of applications and or maybe not hundreds, but maybe just an exaggeration. But still, we are humans. They are humans too, and it's hard sometimes to track eye and attention on too much details, even if they do it professionally. Within the years, they develop that kind of skill. And Leo, you're an FXTD. How you know that? I have friends in human resources that they mentioned me that. So so yeah, they perhaps potentially they skip it, or following track on the application sometimes arrives at being, depends on the company, depends on the recruiter as well, and his organizational skills, being messy, and or simply uh, got like a under under a bunch of other applications. So send follow-up email it to highlight, or to say like a, hey, I send this application, and they're gonna return back and then say like, okay, which one was? Okay, yeah, was this guy. Why? Because you send your application and you don't do a follow-up email, or even a confirm, or yeah, you don't a follow-up or a thank you email. They will just remain there and will die within the time. It's like literally ghosting it. So like you don't really care about the application. So here you are caring about the application, indeed, genuinely. Then you will receive after that follow-up email a denial email. Means that not for the moment, you don't accomplish yet the full skill sets required for this job position. We got an adjustment of production that's not on your control, etc., etc., etc. Oh, I have some samples here. I forgot that part. Sorry, this diagram I did it a while ago. It's just today that I am like deciding to doing this video. So then, these are for real. These are from my my emails. For example, this kind of examples. Leonardo, da 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 da, receive over da da da, FXTD, short-term benefit position, makes feel humble and proud. Individuals like you. So honestly, they are quite positive. They put a lot of effort in this. In the way how they redact their emails, and I love that part. I appreciate that part. Please selection process. Although everyone is expressive, we regret to inform you that we decide to pursue other candidates' position at this time. Just we are okay. Same thing. Blah 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 blah. And they don't change that don't change that much. But thing is, receive those kind of emails will frustrate you, because you're gonna perhaps doing 10 applications, 20 applications, and I recommend you do 20 applications average, because from those 20 applications you potentially will grab one or two interviews, and from there depends evidently in the amount of demand that there is in the industry. Last year's was quite, wow, quite good, honestly, where you could actually grab even three, four, five job positions these last days. I mean, at the time I'm recording this video, it's 2024, end of 2024, in November. Not really like that, not anymore. It's quite tricky. So we need to be quite strategic, and overall, um, it's really this one is, I was saying the same advice to a junior artist last week that is in the company, and it's really good overall to uh, place your efforts and energy as soon as you are barely finishing your university first, and or as soon as you are finishing a project. Why? Because you are mentally and physically very active, and that energy is worth it to place it in these kind of things. If weeks or months start to pass, you haven't get nothing but denial emails, and or you start to feel frustrated, that frustration could lead you to don't do this diagram. It means you will simply feel lazy and depressed about sending even the thanks email feedback. So or any other kind of email. So same thing, it's very important. Same thing as this, that is within 24 hours. Thank you so much, about the first interview email, because it's a positive, like a checkpoint on your process of your hiring process. uh, it's the same, it same applies for the answer a thanks feedback email if you receive one. But if not, simply like these examples you receive here, where they are regretting to inform you that you were not selected, um, selected for the position. You need to answer. Uh, okay, wait, sorry, I forgot this part. This is the email that I sent. Yes, sorry, I was skipping this part. This is very important. So this is the reply that I. This is the feedback. The thanks feedback email or the thanks follow-up email after a denial email. Hope this event finds you well. I want to express my sincere appreciation for prompt response. Answering my job application for blah 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 blah. Grateful for the opportunity of being considered. Please extend my gratitude to the entire hiring team for their time, effort, and careful consideration of my application. Quite poetic. I love it. I will also appreciate if you could keep me in mind for the future projects may arise within. Well, this is the name of the company. This is the name of the company. I remain so within Danos VFX. I remain enthusiastic about the possibility of working with such remarkable. But let me increase it because I want that you guys treat it very very well. Don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move. Sorry. Good. Yeah. Once again, I want to thank you for the opportunity to be part of the selection process and for your valuable time and consideration. I wish you and the entire team continued success in all your endeavors. This is a really good template that I have to answer a denial email. And as mentioned, even if you feel frustrated because you feel like you were like rejected, this it's a way to face with a positive attitude and genuinely professionally speaking uh, that like not really considered as a failure but that kind of frustration that you might feel and honestly this was coming from a friend which was a recruiter. They see this, we were discussing grabbing a beer, say yeah they see this and it's either if you're not a potential good candidate because of your skill sets and or for your lack of experience, they will see that you are mm, carved or the yeah let's say carved with a really positive strong mindset. Why? Because generally people will receive the candidate will receive the denial email and the thing dies there. And no, with this, you're still doing what I typed you here. Sorry, no here. Where was? Allow me to people. Stay in touch. So you are allowing, even if it's a denial email, more or less same thing here. In the follow-up, to stay in touch. That's honestly the main reason why to do that. Honestly, I guess I should connect this guy, this deny, with this denial email. Only thing that it will cross the diagram, but I will figure out that later. So that being said, so we cover it when the path is not pinky and full of candies. It's with dry stones and yeah, something that will really harm the feet when you are walking through. Then we're going to talk about you get a second interview, and even for the first interview, or after the second interview, you get an offer. Thing has not finished yet. Offer is fine, accept it. Offer need adjustments. Kindly exchange the required adjustments in the email details like the salary wage maybe it's too low, and or you can negotiate with other things that are not money. Vacations, the facility to work remotely maybe. Those days is quite often. Honestly, I've been working remotely already by the last since COVID. Honestly, I haven't returned back to an office. So those are kind of really positive things that you're gonna play in your favor, even if the salary is not really ultra high. I'm gonna leave it just in those terms. Um, I won't go through maybe in another video if like I don't know, leave it in the comments and or type me directly to talk about when you are self-employee and or you are passing the invoices as autonomous employee, self-employee, and or your own contractor, your own company. But that's gonna be another subject. So for instance, I will leave it as if you will get an offer to work as a full-time paid, fixed period of time or permanent position employee. All right. So then get ready for your new job. You get a confirmation, so you get an offer, you sign in. Then human resources they will reach you out. They're gonna schedule when it's gonna be the starting date based on your contract. And there's a lot of things going on. There's gonna be a process. I will tell you like keeping on your workflow, on your personal workflow, not the workflow of the company. Each single company in the hiring process, overall in the starting or the onboarding process, they have their own styles, their own requirements, their own way to do things. Some of them are more messy than others. So you arrive, let's say an example, Disney or ILM, they are ultra structured. They know, or Framestore, for example, they know where actually each single cup of coffee in the company is and why. So they are very structured, very well organized, very standardized. But sometimes, some other times, small studios is not at all the case. So you need to have certain plasticity to adapt to the environment, always with right attitude, positive mindset, and answering and solving efficiently. Between the first 15 days to the first month, you can ask for an employee letter to nourish your record, and that's true. Not really a references because a reference letter it's rare and occasionally that is going to be provided. It's occasionally. But if it's given by your lead or your supervisor, it's fantastic. If not, just for the record, the employment letter, if it's really well structured, it's cool to keep it for your references on your CV. So this is something that I do, and yeah, it's quite cool. It's not just like a yeah, I have the contract, but I have also my employment letter, which is I feel personally more presentable. Also for other stuff like the bank and stuff when you're gonna ask for the bank services or credits or stuff, I do it for that same thing. So in that way, I'm always ready and not to need to get delayed for by the human resources department until they provide me this employment letter. So that's optional. Before ending your current contract or after you finish, ask for a recommendation letter to your lead and supervisor for the future employers, as mentioned. But when we are in the rush, uh, sometimes that doesn't happen because they're very, very busy. So yeah, that's it. That's all. I guess that covers everything on yeah, well, potential outcomes. It's simply like it's this the three potential outcomes that you will expect in this hiring process. Always look for rejected. So I mean rejected, denial email, you answer like a thank you feedback follow-up email. Got an sorry, got an offer. Got an offer. So you got an offer and we need to avoid this one. We need to convert ghosted to rejected or to got an offer. All right. So that's the final tip. Any single time you get ghosted, add it as a got an offer or a rejected and keep it in your records. So that being said, and generally, trust me, companies don't like to be to carry on a bad professional image that they are ghosting their candidates, even if sometimes they do it. But um, if they are well structured, they will follow either that they're gonna reject you, telling you why, and or they're gonna give you an offer. Cool. So that's all for today. Sorry if the video was a little bit long. Hope that was helpful in all the aspects, in all the matters. And yeah, reach me out if you have any other questions and wish to share me another tip. I am willing to read it, read them, and or hearing from you. Cheers and have a wonderful day. Leo, until here. Bye for now.